Right, Russia round 4. Go back to Germany 3 here. 14 infantry for the Germans. 3 to Italy, 9 to Germany, and 2 to Karelia. Captured Ukraine on a tank blitz. Took out the transport in Sea Zone 3. Took Egypt, stacking it. Took out Northwestern, conquering it, no units lost. Took Bulgaria, Romania, taking 2 losses. That's very nice. Double hit back there. Took back France, losing an infantry and stacking it. Took the Caucasus, killing 2 infantry and an AA gun, losing an infantry, with 2 infantry and a tank left over, I'm pretty sure. So Germany had to commit one of their tanks instead of risking their planes against the AA guns, so I'm happy with that. Attacked Archangel, losing an infantry artillery, killing 2. So I'm very happy with that. Very lively hitbacks from the Russians there. That's very impressive there. Yeah, very busy Germans on their turn. Yeah, and then light stacked Italy, waiting for the eventual Japanese planes, and retreated back to Karelia. There might be a play for a stack of Finland. I do have to be careful. I don't want to overstack Kazakh, because Germany might feel pretty comfortable pushing forward into Finland to push Norway. So yeah, you have to be aware of that. Okay, UK. 2 transports, 8 infantry. 2 transports to Sea Zone 8. 3 infantry to India, 5 to United Kingdom. Took back Northwestern Europe, no units lost, very nice. Took Burma, killing 2 infantry, losing an infantry. And then liberated the Caucasus, killing 2 infantry, 1 tank, losing an infantry. That was a very, very good result there. Another very good turn for the UK. Yep, and then helped, well, stacked India and then helped stack Kazakh. Yep, good stuff. Blocking the Germans in. The Japanese. 8 infantry, 1 industry. All infantry into Japan, of course. Took Ivenki, Western Australia, for 3. Took back Xinjiang, no units lost. Took Burma, no units lost. So flawless round for Japan there. And continues to push up towards Kazakh and Moscow here. I'm not too worried about Japan at the moment. But they are building in strength. Don't get me wrong. I do like this positioning here. This is probably the most efficient position you can do in this situation. It allows you to hop to French Madagascar, potentially conquer Eastern Australia, and still take New Zealand, right? If you really want to stretch out your units, you could do that. But the UK has 3 units here, so you might want to concentrate on that. United States bought a transport, 6 infantry, artillery, and a industrial complex. Industry to Norway, transport to Sea Zone 11. All the units on the eastern coast. Took Algeria via tank blitz. Took Libya, self-stacking it. Took Southern Europe and Finland for 3. And has begun the Medshuk. I do hope this does pay off. Yeah, because the way the board's shaping up, VC play from the Axis is very likely. We're kind of like India is the Allies' burden at the moment, unless something gives. One of these two VCs give. Or even Italy, I suppose, with the Medshuck. But I think if Axis play their cards right, France and Italy are beyond safe. Yeah, which is what I'm worried about, because the Axis stacked it early before any damage, real damage, could be done. I mean, you should be doing this as Germany anyway. Yeah, this is gonna be tough for Allies to crack. This Germany for sure. I suppose the only way I can really see US, I mean, it depends on Axis moves. US still needs to try and sort this out for the Allies. But the Black Sea is always an option for the US to move into and trade these two territories. Yeah. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, US is stacking the Caucasus and lending a fighter for Kazakh. So yeah, India should be safe. There is a lot of pressure going on here. So what I'm probably gonna have to do is ensure that Kazakh is protected without the UK planes, so that they are free just in case they have to go to India. Alright, so for the Russians, thinking of 5 infantry, 2 artilleries. Should be fine. On a good day this turn, I should have 21 income, which is 7 more infantry. The battles are iffy, kind of, despite how overwhelmingly positive they are for a conquer. Yeah, this will be the buy, I think. I want to preserve the Russian teeth. So I'm thinking of 2 infantry, fighter, 2 infantry. I was thinking of 2 infantry artillery for West Russia alone, but I do kind of want to guarantee it. The fight I'm offering, the fighter that I'm going to do here is a 93 to conquer on base without a fighter sack. So yeah, just an infantry artillery is roughly an 87. This battle, the 58 on base, I'm not too fussed if I conquer it. I just want to kill the units. If I can kill the units, then Vologda is preserved. I might actually soft stack it with soft stack Russia here. Vologda, I mean. Now, there's been quite a lot of discussion going on my team's side here about whether to hit Ukraine with 2 infantry, 2 tanks. I think that's the great thing about teams, is the discussion, and there was quite a lot of back and forth going on. And both sides made great points. Like, at the end of the day, especially in team games, most of the time, like, both players or multiple players are not wrong. There are many right or correct strategies. It's just weighing out the pros and cons to each attack, right? Each strategy. I was going to hit Ukraine, but I think, yeah, these Russian tanks, there's a lot of value to them. There really is, and saving India is one of them. Especially in this game with the VC play being very probable for the Axis. I want to keep these tanks alive and keep them in Kazakh Caucasus for as long as possible, just to support India. But then there's the argument, it's a kill Germany. You should be trading hard with Germany here, especially with this formation that Germany's taking. Russia should be encouraged to trade harder. So, actually, that's a good point. That's even a good point. I might actually alterate these attacks, because I don't mind trading hard here. The German reinforcements are limited in this area, so it actually might be worth doing this instead, and then trying to guarantee Venki here. I don't mind it. I've got to try and support my allies here with a heavier trade, and I'm happy with this. If I don't take a hit back, it's classed as a heavy trade. Germany's got to commit quite a bit into the dead zone. So, unless they stack shift. But if they stack shift, that gives allies opportunity to flip. Karelia, right? So yeah, I think this will be... Yeah, I'm going to forego Ukraine. Even though it's a risk, and it is technically a correct move as well, but also keeping the tanks alive is also the correct move. Alright, both combats are strong, so good luck to the Russians. Alright, excellent stuff. Come on, boys. Excellent stuff. Happy with that. So yeah, 21 for 7 more infantry next round. That's very nice. Yeah, I do want to... I mean, it's not really worth threatening this anymore. If I stack Vologda and it takes too much away from the West Russia or Ukraine or Arch pressure, it's not worth it. He can easily stack it with 5, 1, and 2. Yeah, that's just far from an issue. But I don't know, maybe it encourages him to go the long way round, maybe? Alright, well, I think this will be the defensive position I'll be taking here. I've sent a little extra to Vologda to really encourage this attempt of a 1-round strafe. I really want the best odds to do as much damage as possible in the first round, if required. Otherwise, I could actually just go for the conquer if the results are really good. Japan has hardly any follow-up. Committing this much units ensures a complete dead zone of Nova as well, and a pretty large attack on Archangel if Germany tries to stack without Japanese air support, right? I'm not too fussed if Germany stacks Archangel. I've sent enough units here to ensure that the UK can move their 2 fighters out to India if they are required, or somewhere else. Doing this can encourage the UK to back down to India if it is required to protect against the VC play potential, right? And then the rest of the units will be stacking into the Caucasus. I'll be deploying into the Caucasus to really put as much pressure as I can. Well, not as much as I can, but a lot of pressure on Ukraine to force Germany to commit their tanks here, I guess, or hard stack it, right, to maintain the income at the very least. Yeah, because if he commits his tanks down to hold, that might open up an allied north stack of Finland, potentially. Maybe this is slightly overkill. But is what it is, I guess. I don't want Japan advancing anywhere. Yeah, like I said, I'm not really fussed if Germany restacks West Russia. It doesn't take much for me to stack Moscow, the Caucasus, and Kazakh at this rate. I think I can stack all both, or with the Allied help, of course, if he does insist. Yep. Yeah, blocked, blocked. Good stuff. 2 artilleries, 2 infantry, the rest into Moscow. Yeah, the Russian tanks do get undervalued, I do think. I suppose that's why the 4 infantry 2 tank buy it's been refined. It's a very solid buy. It is meta. With the 3 tanks available, you have a lot of punch, especially if you are a heavy artillery buyer for Russia. It's really deadly. So yeah, 7 more infantry for the Russians. Yep, as long as we maintain the income advantage, we should be fine as the Allies. Alright, that is the end of Russia round 4, and we'll be back for Russia round 5.